go. Don't cry. Don't cry. Hello, Impulse, and welcome to the reunion and crowning of a winner for Impulse All-Stars. Tonight, we will find out who the real All-Star is. Will it be Sean P. or will it be Emmett? Let's welcome back the Ghost. Starting with Ariel. Get into it, girl. Next, Gianna. Jeffy. Kenzie. Miles. And Vinny. Tonight, these jurors and 6 others that could not make it will or have casted their votes for who they would like to win this season of Impulse All-Stars. By the end of the night, either Sean P. or Emmett will win the season. Let's welcome back the finalists, starting with Emmett. And finally, let's welcome back the final finalist, Sean R. Hello, Sean, and hello, Emmett. Jurors, I am now going to ask you both, or all of you, I meant, to go off camera. So the finalists have the stage as they should tonight. Emmett and Sean, you have both played a wild, messy, crazy, and fun season of Impulse. Tonight, one of you will win it all. Good luck. We will start with a 5-minute opening speech from each of you. Sean, we will start with you. Let me pull up the timer and I'll tell you when your go is started.
Well, my opening speech is literally like barely anything. My final speech is the long one.
Well, if you don't need the 5 minutes, it's okay. I just set a random time limit for that. So. All right, your time starts in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
All right. Hello. I honestly did not think I would be in this spot. Let's be real. I don't think any of us did. But my opening speech is just quick and short. My final speech was the long one, like I said. Now, anyways, I'm excited to be in the final 2 spot. I'm placing way better than I ever imagined coming into All-Stars. My other 2 seasons, I truly did terrible, I feel like. My competition aspect of the game, my social game, and my strategic game all improved 110% compared to the last 2 times I played. I tried my hardest. I showed up to every Zoom, and I was very active. I will explain more about my gameplay, though, in my final speech before votes or whatever order. But it's good to be on a call with all of you guys again.
All right. Thank you, Sean. And Emmett, we're coming to you next. Your time starts. Are you ready? I'm going to wait until you're ready.
Yep.
Good? All right. Your time starts now. Good luck.
I just want to start by thanking all of you. It's been an absolute pleasure playing with and against some of the greatest players to play this game, and also some of the greatest inactives to play this game. But that's besides the point. I think I played a really great game this season. And the one thing that is different about my game is this was pretty much my first time playing Impulse. Seeing it as my one season I played before, so I hardly got a chance to play this game. This time I went in pretty much blind and figured it out as I went, and I'm sitting in this final 2 chair, and I'm really explain more about how I think I played really well for the time being. I'm excited to answer any questions you guys have for me. So yeah.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Emmett. It is now time for the jurors to have the floor. When you are called up to ask your question, you may turn on your camera. What you may not do is say who you want to vote for or who you will be sorry. or who you will be voting for. You may ask one question to one finalist. You guys will have 30 minutes, so we will get around to everyone more than once. If you do not have a question, please just say you do not have a question. However, if you do not have a question now, you will not have a question later. When you are done with your questioning, please let us know so we don't keep coming back to you. Ariel, you are up first. The time has now started. Please ask your question if you have one.
Okay. Hi guys. Congratulations on Final 2. I was not prepared to ask anything. I don't really like asking questions, so I'm just gonna say good luck to both y'all. And yeah, bye.
Thank you, Ariel. Next up is Gianna.
Hey guys, congrats. My question is for Emmett because I didn't really get a chance to get to know you throughout the game. So my question for you is there anything you would change about your gameplay?
Well, first I just want to address what you said about not really getting to talk to you. One of the things I had to deal with while playing this game was moving into college, which meant I didn't have a ton of time to be as social as I would have liked to. So instead, I went for a strategic approach with who I would and wouldn't form bonds with on my own. And unfortunately, you were one of the people that I didn't get a chance to form a bond with. And I didn't go out of my way to do that so that if I were ever in power, I could put you up and not get blood on my hands. And unfortunately, that is what ended up happening in the double flatline. One thing I do wish I could have done differently in this game is that a lot of my closest friends coming into this game all went out pre-jury. So I would have loved to have more chance to play with Josh, Jason, and Lily, because those were my 3 really close friends coming into this game. So I guess I tried to float a little bit, stay under the radar pre-jury, but maybe I would have stood up more and fought for them to stay. That's one thing I might have changed. But yeah.
Thank you, Emmett. Thank you, Gianna.
All right.
Next up is Jeffy.
Oh my god, my hair. I just woke up, sorry. Yeah. So anywho, so my question is to Emmett. Okay, so I get it. You just explained it really, so you kind of did answer my question. You're moving to college, so I get that. But one of the key things in this game is social. We didn't have not one conversation, not in the main chat, not in PM, not ever. We never talked to each other. So why should I vote for you?
I totally get that. And I think at the end of the day, your vote should come down to who you think played a better game and not who you saw play a better game, but who through our speeches you think played an overall better game if you were watching this from a viewer perspective. I would have liked to talk to you more, but not talking to you in particular, Jeffy, was strategic because it kind of put us on separate sides of the house. And you know, there was clearly you were going after people that I was working with, and I was going after people that you were working with. So not forming a connection meant I didn't have to lie to you if I ever wanted to get you out. So yeah.
Okay.
Next up is Kinsey.
Hi guys. So my question is again for Emmett. Okay, so you just said to Jeffy that you think the game kind of involves around from a viewer's perspective. No, it does not. Being in the Final 2 has everything to do with the game itself. It has nothing to do with viewers. It has to do with people playing this game and seeing what happens themselves. I've said this in other games before. Viewing the game from an outside perspective has nothing to do with this at all. It's all about what we see in the game because we're the ones playing, not the viewers. So my question is for you. Who in this actual game did you actually have an actual good connection with? Because I'm another person, I never talk to you at all.
Yeah, so firstly, just to address what you said, I guess what I meant more was don't vote off who you're better friends with, who you made better social bonds with in the game, but who played a better game in general, whether what you saw or what someone who wasn't involved saw. I think the people that I really had strong connections with coming in, again, were Jason, Josh, and Lily and AJ. They all went out before the jury started. But
okay, so let me rephrase that then. Who is in the jury? Who that's in the jury did you have like a good connection with?
So starting right around when jury started, I was part of the Sean Shut the Fuck Up Alliance with Brendan, Marvin, Josh, Jason, and Christian, which then turned into the Four Horsemen Alliance with Brendan, Marvin, and Sean, which then turned into the Bermuda Triangle with Brendan and Marvin. And I also had really strong bonds with Sean. I had strong bonds with was it Miles? I had great bonds with Miles, and that led me getting here was the two people in final three I was really close with. Hold on, let me just look at my cast list, see who I'm forgetting. Yeah, Miles, Marvin, Brendan, Vinny, Steve, Christian. Those are probably the people I'd say I had the closest bonds with in the jury.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Thank you, Emmett. Thank you, Kenzie. Next up, Miles.
Okay. Hi. Congratulations, final two. So I don't really have much questions. I think you guys both deserve to win. So my vote's still up in the air, but I do want to ask these two quick yes or no questions, just yes or no, no other answer. First question, was I robbed? Second question, did Brendan cheat? Go ahead. Either of you can start.
Yes, and I love Brendan, but yeah, the typing thing, yeah.
You were definitely robbed, totally got Lashawna'd. And I love Brendan, but it did look pretty suspicious. I'll give him that.
Okay, thank you. I do like honesty, and you guys are both honest. So good luck.
All right. Next up, and finally, we have Vinny.
Hey boys. Also love with what Miles just said. Very much agree with that. All right. Oh, what a season. What a season. Probably two of the people who actually did play. I feel like Emmett, you were active. You ended up in every episode, but you weren't there at the first portion. So I think my question will be directed to you. Gotta figure out a really good question because I did not even prepare a question. I will state this, when you were discussing people you're allied with, definitely I figured in the beginning you'd be allied with people I wasn't, because they are people who really did some interesting stuff in the very beginning and even before that. I feel like I even with that, I tried to make a connection with you. So it was very interesting. And I think both of you were involved somehow. I don't think Sean was there, but I feel like it would have still been unanimous on my vote. So Emmett, could you just explain a bit as to what had happened? If you can give me any insight as to why I was eliminated, besides, Brendan nominating me, because Brendan was after me.
So you got out seventh. And at that point, me, Brendan, and Marvin had our Bermuda Triangle Alliance. And so we were all working together, trying to get us to final three. And we didn't really talk about who we would put up if we won. So I don't really have insight to why he put you up. As to why I voted you out, honestly, I was disappointed in you, Vinny. I was hoping you were going to blow up, and I was hoping you were going to take someone else down with you. So I kind of wanted to see the sparks fly a little bit. So that's kind of why I voted you, because I was hoping you would like drag someone else down.
Okay, that night,
help my game out.
Shit you not, that night I had to bite my tongue because I was about to blow up at Brendan and tell him like, why the fuck didn't you nominate Miles when he wasn't even there? But I wanted to bite my tongue because I didn't want to. I've learned from experience, like that's what gets me out of the game. So I had to bite my tongue.
Yeah. So that's the reasoning as to why I voted for you at that point. I kind of felt like I was in really good spots with everyone in final 7 except probably Ariel. So I just decided it was time to start eating the people that I was cool with, and unfortunately you were the first victim of that. So yeah.
Thank you, Emmett. Thank you, Vinny. We are going back to Vinny. Vinny, do you have another question?
Ooh, interesting. Okay. I should probably turn my attention to Sean now. Sean, you were probably my closest ally that didn't get completely fucked. Besides, well, no, even then, I feel like I was really close with Miles. Miles was probably, it may be a step above you, but I feel like you both were right here. Gabby was my top, but I just didn't feel like she didn't get the chance to do enough. So I really relied on you and Miles. And I don't know what happened. because you had put, or was it, no, it was Miles. So I don't know what happened with your vote. So yeah, what happened with your vote that round that I went out?
I voted to keep you. Wait,
No, it was
oh my gosh.
unanimous.
It was. Who were you against?
Ariel.
Ariel. Okay.
Who, I mean, I
Uh,
love you, Ariel, but I just didn't feel like you did much.
Okay, sorry. I was thinking of another round. I only voted for you to be out, even though you and me were really close and you were one of my closest allies this whole game. I knew everyone else was going to vote you, and I did not want to be on the opposite side moving forward.
I fucking hate that response. I'm sorry.
I know, but it, you
That
know,
is literally my biggest pet peeve response. You don't vote out your allies. Sorry.
well, I mean, I was working with the both of you, so yeah.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Vinny. You guys have about 15 minutes left on the clock. Back to Miles.
Okay. Vinny, yeah, I want to publicly apologize to Vinny for voting him out because him and Ariel were my two number ones this whole game. Sorry, Emmett. Sorry, Sean. You guys were amazing. I thought I had like everybody in the jury other than like Steve and maybe Marvin. That's why Brent, and by the way, Vinny, that's why Brendan didn't vote, put me up when I was gone. It's because I was close enough with him until I pissed him off out when calling him out. But if I'm here to ask another question, might as well use this platform for you guys to tell me your favorite thing about me because I want to feel better. I got robbed.
Please hurry. Emmett, we'll start with you.
Well, I kind of knew you going into this game. We'd played a J&J together. We'd worked well together. So going into it, I was excited to work with you again. I think you have a really good strategic mind. And honestly, you're probably winning this game if the jury doesn't vote someone out. You just got fucked over by making enemies right before they went out, and then they took you out with them. And I'm not going to say anything about Sean's twists, but you were definitely robbed.
That twist was a good twist. Thank you, Miles. Or thank you, Emmett. Moving to Sean.
Basically bouncing off everything Emmett said, I always get happy when I see you in a game, like if we're in the same game. You know, you're just very good strategically, socially, and comp-wise, you're a beast. So yeah, you were pretty much robbed, if we're being honest.
Thank you. I'm just being a dick right now with these questions because I have the opportunity to, but once again, good luck.
Thank you, Miles. Next up is Kinsey.
Hi. Since I asked Emmett, Sean, hi.
Hello.
You know I love you, but I need to know the truth about something.
What's up?
So that round, that whole triple eviction, that crazy round where Jeffy stole my votes, did you save me or did you vote for me? I just want to know the truth.
I voted Jeffy out and I told him that.
So you did save me?
Mhm.
Okay, I appreciate it. You know, I love you. Just wanted to know because after Vinny's whole thing, I was kind of curious. So
Yeah, and honestly, that whole like round was just so, but yeah.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, I voted to keep you.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate the honesty.
No
Thank you,
problem.
Kinsey. Thank you, Sean. Jeffy, you were next.
Sorry, Kenzie, again, by the way. Sorry about that. I still feel bad. Anywho, so Emmett, I'm just gonna focus on you because I know Sean really well and we talked and you know we were really close. But like I get the vibe of like if you're not working with us, then you just didn't care about us. And that's kind of bad jury management, true or false. And like explain like defend it of your gameplay there because I'm like I feel like you don't care about me because hey, I'm not gonna work with you, so I'm just gonna vote you out. I don't care about getting to know you. Like I feel hurt.
I get what you're saying. I do think we had a couple conversations. We each tried to reach out to each other a couple times, and nothing really came of it. I just going into jury management, I would rather have not lied to you, because in the end, I'm gonna have to take out more people than I can make promises to, or more people than I have to make more promises to. You know what I'm saying? I have to take out people that I made promises to, and I wanted to play a loyal game. I didn't want to have to lie to anyone and tell them I have your back and then turn around and vote them out. So I tried to minimize that as much as possible. My DMs were always open. If anyone wanted to talk, I would gladly oblige. I would gladly go for it. It's as Kevin always says, it's a two-way street. So if people wanted to reach out to me, I totally would have been down. We could have maybe even had something. But I picked a couple people and I strategically said I'm not going to talk to them so that I can have people that I am not close to in case I win power.
I mean, I get that, but Gabby that night on the triple, she voted against me, but she was honest with me. Sean told me that he voted against me. He was honest with me, and it had either one of them got to the finals, they had a good shot. Which one of them is, but still, my vote is still in the air. So I'm trying to understand because I play the game and I make alliances and I talk to people, but I may have to lie, but in the end, I hope they respect it because, hey, at least I did my social game because a big part of this is social. And but good game, guys, and just a shout out. I can't wait to watch Candyland. Anywho, that's all. Good luck.
All right, next up is Gianna.
All right. Since my question was focused on Emmett the last time, I'm gonna do it for Sean. It's gonna be the same question. Is there anything about your game that you would change? Anything about your gameplay you would change?
Honestly, I don't want to sound bad saying that I wouldn't, just because I worked so hard this time around about my gameplay, because the first two times I just didn't try enough, or I didn't think through everything for the game. This time around, I thought about everything, how I wanted to play strategically, comp-wise, socially. So I don't think I would really change anything off the top of my head, because I'm happy with how I played my game this time around. But yeah.
All right. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, so there's not enough time for me to get around to everyone else again. So we are going to.
So again, I don't know.
Ariel, you didn't ask a question the first time, as stated before. If you did not ask a question in the first round, you would not get a question in the second. All right, so with that being said, Emmett and Sean, you will now be given the chance. You will have 10 minutes to plead your final case. This should be why you deserve the win over the other. However, I'm going to set a few ground rules before I let you loose. Please do not attack each other. Do not destroy each other's games, and do not bring each other down. I will not allow it. I will stop you. I will tell you to refresh and pick up where you left off. Those are basic rules that we usually have. Last season, we didn't have them, and it kind of got wild. So I'm going to place those rules here again. That's all. Emmett, since Sean did his opening speech first, you will do your final speech first. Time will start in 3, 2, 1. Why do you deserve to win?
All right, well, we've talked a lot about my social game in these questions, so I'm going to focus on the other aspects of my game that we haven't talked about. When it comes to my strategic game, I was running a lot of alliances, mostly the Four Horsemen and the Bermuda Triangle. We kind of ran the game from midway through jury up until just about the finale when we started imploding. And I'm the only one who made it out from those groups. And I was a huge part in deciding who went home and who went up, even if I didn't win every competition, because I was throwing a lot of competitions, including every competition in the finale, because I let the more powerful people take each other out, and I'm still sitting here. And that was part of my strategy. But I did win comps when I had to. I won 3 cardiologist comps and 3 hero comps. One of my hero comps was used to save myself. The other 2 were discarded because I didn't need to do anything. And when I won cardios, I won the double flatline cardio, which meant I got 2 blood on my hands. And the other 2, the person I nominated didn't go home, which meant I had to rebuild a relationship with that person. And I did so successfully. And I was a patient 3 times in this game, but I never once received a vote that counted towards me. And that's because the first time I saved myself with the hero. The second time I convinced Steve to use his water idol on me, which washed all the votes away from me. And the third time I was saved 3-0 against Marvin. So I've yet to have a vote cast against me that counted this season, which I'm very proud of. Another thing is I hated the casino twist. I didn't want to participate. I just didn't feel like it. So instead I used my social game to convince other people to do stuff for me with their twists, making Marvin use an extra vote and Steve using a water idol, Jason using a fire idol. all these things were things I could do without gambling away my money, just using my social bonds. I did have really good social bonds with just about half the people, a little more than half, and unfortunately, they're the half that aren't in this call right now. Brendan and Marvin and Christian and Steve can all attest to that, but they're not here, unfortunately. Last thing I want to address is Chris Bosh, who's an NBA player, just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. And when talking about Kobe Bryant, he had a great quote that was, legends aren't defined by their successes, they're defined by how they rebound from their failures. And I feel like I rebounded from my failures really well this season. Last season, it was very public that my number one enemy was Brendan. Brendan and I hated each other. This season, Brendan was my number one for more than half the season. We totally rebuilt our relationship and we were cool for the entire season. I could not be here without him. The other thing is the 3 people who nominated me were Steve, Sean, and Miles. Steve, who I later convinced to use a water idol on me after I had nominated him and he had nominated me. We rebuilt that relationship and he used his idol to save me. Sean, who again, I nominated him and he nominated me. And look where we are now. We're both sitting in the final 2 chairs. And then Miles, who became my number one late in the game, just nominated me out of necessity, it seemed like. But we were still totally aligned, even though he nominated me. So that's how I feel like I rebounded from last season and how I rebounded from adversity in this season. And that's why I think you should vote me as the winner of Impulse All-Stars. Thank you.
Thank you, Emmett. Really great final speech. Sean, you are up next. Your time starts in 3, 2, 1. Why do you deserve to win Impulse?
All right. Well, before I begin, Emmett, I'm happy to be sitting in the final 2 with you. You are a good friend of mine in the org community, so best of luck to you. But I would love your all's vote to win this game, and I'll tell you why. I'm the perfect example of what a redemption game player is. My first 2 times playing, I've already said multiple times, horrible. This season, I survived all the crazy eliminations and twists that Sean had. I won my first comp, and it turned into me getting cardiologist 4 times, and I won my first hero comp. So I had 5 wins total. I was only on the block 1 time. I had an idol that I never had to play because I never really was the target. And when I was on the block, I felt safe enough to not even use it. When I put up Kevin and Emmett, I instantly reached out after they weren't voted out because I wanted to be on their good side throughout the game and fix that relationship. Even though I put Marvin up that one time too, I reached out to him as well so that way I could be on his good side if he were to ever win any power. The alliance I was with really wanted him out, and I did too because Marvin is a really good player, but I didn't want to be the one to do it because me and him talked and decided we weren't each other's targets for now. But that had to change last week when I had the soul vote to flatline, and I had to flatline him to get to where I am now and further my game. I was in a good spot with a lot of people. I knew coming into this game this time around, I had to play a huge social game in the beginning because I did not do good socially all the other times. I was in that alliance that Adrian got mad about and blew up about and outed everybody that was in it, but never said my name, whether it was a fake or real alliance. To me, it was a real one. I had a deal with Jason in the beginning. Me and him were working together, but after all the drama, I had to quit working with him, so I wasn't on the outs and the target by my core group. And I knew I had to be the one to send him out as well when I won cardiologist. I had an alliance with Jeffy, Kinsey, Ariel, Vinny, Miles, and Gabby. We were the loyal till the end, and my loyalty lied with this group 100%. But also outside of that group, me and Miles talked and wanted more numbers on our side, so we had created a 4-person alliance. He said Gianna, I said Brendan, so we joined together, and my loyalty lied with them too. But that alliance started really late because Gianna got flatlined, unfortunately, so we really didn't get to do much as a group. After the 3 cardiologist comps I won in a row, I knew I had to chill out and not win any more cardiologist comps for a bit because I knew then my 2 alliances would possibly target each other, and I didn't want to be the one to have to pick which one to go against. I never told any of the groups I was in another one, but in reality, we all were in different groups everywhere. For Steve, me and Steve never solidified anything, but when we chatted, we decided to have each other's backs when and if the time came. After I put Emmett up, we talked and I had Emmett's back. And even though I put him up, I explained why I put him up, and I hated doing it to begin with. And we ended up being good after he put me up as well. And me and Brendan finally worked together after being in so many games together, and he had my loyalty more towards the end, though. I trusted him a lot. And outside of the 2 alliances me and Miles had together, we had each other's backs fully, or I think so anyway. I wanted to be covering all ends so that way everybody could go after each other and keep me out of it. Honestly, it worked great in my opinion. because last week Miles had to put up Brendan and Marvin, and then Brendan was saved, and Miles had to put up Emmett, and then Brendan saved Marvin. He used his water idol, and all the votes were casted on Ariel, and she went. So everybody saw the block that round except for me and obviously Miles. And then the next round, Miles went again and put up the same two people. Throughout the Zoom last week, I realized I should be good because everybody was basically in the mix of the drama and going after each other except for me. And I didn't see the block one time last week and all the craziness. This time around, I improved so much and I did so good in comps. I did good socially and strategically. I was always thinking ahead of and who I should target and whatnot. But in conclusion, I will respect your all's decision no matter what. It was so fun playing with every single one of you. But I would love your votes to win Impulse All-Stars. But if not, it's totally fine. I made it further than I thought I ever would in this game. But I'll quit ranting, and Emmett, good luck to you.
Final speeches are done. It is now time to cast the final votes. Ariel, please go to your DR on Messenger, find it, type in Ariel Impulse All Stars, find it, and please submit your vote now. Gianna, please go to your DR and cast your vote. Jeffy, please go to your DR and cast your vote.
Okay. Yeah, so good job, guys. Both of you guys improved in both your seasons from previous seasons. Really good final speeches. I'm very impressed. Good luck to both of you. And yeah, good job making it. You did what we couldn't do.
Kenzie, please vote. Miles, please vote.
Good luck to the both of you. Both deserve to win. Obviously, I can only vote one of you. Good luck.
And finally, Vinny, please cast your vote.
So my DR is very buried because of my game.
Type in Vinny,
So
type in Vinny Impulse AS. You'll find it. It's not hard. Oh my God, Miles is changing his money amount. Love that.
I can't find it.
Did you leave it? Literally wasn't hard to find, but yeah.
I must have been.
All the votes are in. So, before I read the votes, this season, just this season, Emmett and Sean, you have survived 80 votes casted total. And overall, there have been about 560 total votes in Impulse history. Tonight, one of you will become the final winner, at least for now. I will now read the votes for the final time this season. You want to see your vote on the paper. For the final time this season, I will read the votes. The person with the most votes will be the winner of Impulse All-Stars. Good luck, boys. Gabby has casted her vote for Sean to win. Sorry, it's a little hard to read. I lost my marker. Marvin has casted his vote for Emmett to win. It's one vote each, boys. Kevin has casted his vote for Sean to win. Steve has casted his vote for Emmett to win. Christian has casted his vote for Sean to win. Adrian has casted his vote for Sean to win. Gianna has casted her vote for, and the winner of Impulse All-Stars. Congratulations, Sean. You have won. All other votes were casted for Sean. I didn't want to bore you reading all of the Sean names. No offense, Sean. Our names are annoying, though. But congratulations, Sean. You have officially won.
Thank you. My
Anything
first
you
award
want to say?
win.
Of course it's
Yay, congrats.
Congrats.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Everyone, please stay. Real fast, I'm going to do a quick season overview. Other than inactive, the season was really not my favorite. A lot of people are going to be like, why? It's All-Stars. One thing is having drama. The other is having drama that is unnecessary. And Kenzie, I'm sorry to be that host, but Kenzie really made this an unrelaxing season to host. I feel like I was constantly screaming or saying something to someone or doing this or doing that I shouldn't be doing hosting. So, however, I do
This is
want
the
to.
area where you just call me out in front of everyone when I'm already having a really shitty night. That's cool. I'm gonna leave now.
Period. That's why I said what I said. So also, I want to say, Emmett, Sean, both of you played very different games. And I really didn't expect you to. I expected Sean to sit here. Emmett, I didn't really expect you to sit here, only because I expected Sean to sit here. I didn't realize how close you two were. And I really didn't think Marvin would eliminate Miles just because Marvin would vote against Miles. And I thought that would be his grand, oh, Miles, see what you did, blah, 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 blah. You went against the wrong people and now you're losing the game. Now, I also want to go to Vinny really fast. Vinny, while you played a good game, you weren't centered enough, in my opinion. I feel you played a good game, but overall, you didn't have the connections you needed. You were on the wrong side of the game and you weren't where you needed to be.
It's not the first time.
Miles, speechless. Going into finale night, we literally wanted you in the end so you could win this game. I wanted you to be my winner. No offense, Sean. No offense, Emmett. Miles, I adore you. I love you. And honestly, you'll see in a second. Anyways.
And you still said it was a good twist.
Shut up, Miles. The final thing I want to say before I get to the other stuff. Season rankings. The first season, the best season I've ever hosted, season 6. The number 2 season, season 4. Number 3 season, season 5. Number 4 season, season 3. And 5th is season 2. And 6th, I'm going to get a lot of hate, is season 1. And in 7th is season 7. Sorry about it. And my winner rankings, Sean, don't kill me. Please don't kill me. And first is Kylie. And second is Josh. Although me and Josh have fought, Josh played a hell of a game his season. And third is Sean. There you are. And fourth is Raven. Fifth is Maddie. And sixth, this is also going to be another shocker, is AJ. And seventh is Ruby. Ruby had the win thrown to her. I cannot put her above AJ. For the final thing tonight, I will now give out your awards. It's going to be a little slow. So I literally took the time to make this presentation, and I don't want you to think it didn't take me long. This took me about 30 minutes today, and we made it twice. So I had to spend 30 minutes each. All right, anyway, so Impulse All-Stars, obviously your hosts were myself, Casey, Zach, and Cade. Moving on. The Alliance name is Baddies with Gianna, Sean P, Brendan, and Miles. The best alliance strategically were the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, Brendan, Emmett, Steve, and Marvin. Hero, we really had a hard time, so we gave it to Vinny. Most robbed, obviously, we had to give it to Miles. Best move. Thank God Kenzie left because she would think this is bad. Jeffy playing the water idol and the triple. Had Jeffy not have played it, no matter who he played it on, he was safe. But had he not played it, he wouldn't be here. Had he played it on Kenzie, it wouldn't have mattered. Kenzie was leaving either way if Jeffy played the water idol. So it didn't really matter who he played it on. He just had to play it. So that was the best move. The worst move. Miles winning majority of the comps at the end. This is why, or most likely why, he did not sit in the end. He really
Yeah, I
had
think the worst move was your twist in the final three, right?
I do not think so. You should have prepared for anything. It is All Stars.
Okay. Can I argue this
Sean's
though? Why would I
fave.
not
Shut
wanna
up,
win?
Miles. Sean's fave is obviously Miles.
Why would your favorite be someone who made the worst move of the game?
Because I don't discriminate.
Doesn't
against
make sense.
bad
Doesn't make
music
sense.
moves.
Contradictory.
Casey's fave is Jeffy. Duo of the season. We didn't really know any other duos, so Marvin and Brenda. Best confessional, Jeffy, but only because, and no offense, Jeffy, you could have had competition if someone else would have sent confessionals.
I did. What the fuck?
1 to 3, period. Proud of
I
you.
did a bunch in the beginning and then I did one in the end. So yeah, I see it.
My confessional
The
was just
flops of the
crazy.
season, haha, the flip flops picture, iconic. Anyways, Jason and Lily. The social butterfly is Gianna. Underdog is also Gianna. Yes, Vinny, don't know me. Yes. Comp Beast, I think Emmett talked about it a lot, but it was definitely Emmett. And player of the season, I meant to change this. It is not Marvin. It is 100% Miles. The end game, even though it was a bad move, if that's all he had. That's all he had, really. If he would have took Sean out, he was screwed either way. So he did what he had to, but it was just a bad move overall. And it's only not Marvin because of the end game. And he wasn't there for the end game, so I don't feel like he deserves it anyway. All right.
Sean, can I say something real quick?
Yes.
All right, so as some of you may know, this is my last game for the time being. I'm leaving the community so I can focus on college stuff. So it's time that I come clean to you all. The thing I was previously saying about like, oh, I was strategic about who I was being social with, that was all bullshit. I just wanted your jury votes. I hated the majority of you. So see y'all later.
Period. All
Who
right.
didn't you hate?
We're moving
People
on.
I talk to. If I talk to you, you're good.
Moving on. Thank you everyone that played this season. Unfortunately, I'm also going to go ahead and make the announcement for everyone here. Without tearing up, this is officially the last season of Impulse I will ever host. So with that, I will go ahead and do the final sign off for Impulse that will ever be done. From outside the Impulse house, I am your host, Julie Chen, without the motherfucking Moonves. Good night, everyone. See you back here October the 8th for Impulse Survivor. Also, really fast, happy birthday to the one, the only, the queen, the bad bitch herself, Kate.